Game shows and reality shows enable people to do everything from winning money to losing weight, show off their talent or demonstrate their lack of it. But whether testing talent or knowledge, physical stamina or mental sharpness, they have one thing in common. They are all entertaining to watch.
The NBC television network presents Concentration.
You have made a match. You get a look at two more parts of the puzzle which come into view. You have the right to guess in the next few seconds what is our puzzle.
The Battle of Lexington.
Is right.
Game shows, reality shows, and competition shows. No one did it better than NBC and does it better than NBC.
Which is worth more, Oprah Winfrey or the nation of Uruguay?
Bull. Don't you dare.
Oh, I love game shows. I've been a game player all my life, but to play it on television, it was such fun to do. And you play for blood. You don't kid around. You play for blood.
Welcome to a brand new show called Jeopardy. The new Truth or Consequences. What do you want? This is something that Mr. Miller did to Mrs. Miller. Now let's start the questioning with Betty White.
This is something you did to Mrs. Miller. Is that right, Mr. Miller?
Right.
I was so privileged to be dealt in to so many of them. It's a tremendous privilege that I never take for granted.
Mrs. Miller, did you enjoy this?
No, I didn't.
Did you enjoy it, Mr. Miller?
No.
Well, if nobody enjoyed it, what'd you do it for?
Ramiro G. Gonzalez. What does the G stand for, Ramiro?
Ramiro Gonzalez Gonzalez.
What does your wife call you, Ramiro or Gonzalez?
She called me Pedro.
Wheel of Fortune.
Well, Wheel of Fortune had been on for 7 years or so in daytime. It started in the 70s.
And now, here's your host, Pat Sajak.
Merv needed a new host, and I said to Merv, I don't know if a game show is for me, because back then in my mind, the prototypical game show host was, hey, you won $10,000, and I don't really do that. He said, I like what you do, just do the way you do it, and we'll be fine.
Welcome to Wheel of Fortune. People write from time to time say, do we have a live audience? Are you live, audience? Hope that answers your question.
I'm doing it to this day, and grateful to that man to this day.
Jessica, think about this. This is your final offer. $561,000.
The week after the show aired, it became a phenomenon. 100 million people viewed in the first week.
Deal or no deal?
It was the most exciting time in my career.
Your case is worth
behind the gates of Jane Lynch's house for a night of fun.
Hollywood Game Night started in my living room with famous and non-famous people coming over and playing games, and we drink and we have a good time.
Go ahead, 2 words.
Adam Levine.
The Voice?
The Voice!
You can't use a name.
You can't swear on national television. I think Hollywood Game Night, people like to watch it because you get an insight into the celebrities and what they're like in real life.
Let's do it.
A hint of a tongue.
I was dry humped by Martin Short. It was probably the craziest thing that happened to me on the set. And I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie to you. And that's why we keep asking him back.